Dude,
you're paying that much to get your oil changed, dude. I will do it for half that price, no problem.
If we were like all living around the same area, dude, fuck that. Just a 6-pack of beer.
We'd have oil change parties.
Yeah, that'd be like a good time to go down there instead of just fuck. I gotta get.
I'd be the only one down there doing it. Like,
yeah, probably.
Give me the filter.
I'll be like drinking. Hey, good job there, Jake.
Is it OW20 or 5W30?
Yeah.
If you're gonna take the old, we like all of us would have like a pistola with like the threaded thing, so we could take the old filters and
exactly
do things that you're not allowed to talk on YouTube about.
Now, there's your problem right there.
Nah, paying $100 and something to have your oil changed. That's highway robbery, dude. Go get your oil for like $30, get the oil filter for 10 and do it yourself.
It used to be a lot easier. I had a Jeep Wrangler back in the 90s. That thing was fucking easy to change the oil.
Oh,
that thing was easy to like take the engine out and put it back. We can dust that fucking thing together.
Dude, I'm telling you, you need to get a Subaru because your oil filter is right there next to your engine on top, and then all you gotta do is undo the bolt on the bottom to bleed it out. It is that simple.
Yep. Well, that's like the Jeep.
And that's apparently, how his FJ is. He's got the oil filter on top of the engine.
That's what I'm hearing. The FJ's that easy too.
Oil for him?
What's that? What's the last thing you said?
If it's right there on top next to your engine, why is somebody else doing your oil change?
I don't even know.
That is the hardest part of the oil change, is just getting the oil filter off.
But if it's on top, it's on top underneath like a plastic sheet underneath another thing, because they have all these covers.
Oh, if you have to take off a plastic sheet, that is different.
Can't do it because it's got the plastic sheet on top. You know what I mean? That's the shit you don't fuck with. You don't want to mess your car up, because if you take that thing, you might, I don't know, is there a warranty attached? There's like a sticker.
No, that's 20-year-old.
No, it's just a way for them to be like, oh, you meddled with it and didn't bring it back to us, so now we can't work on your car for you.
It's got that like little sticker that turns blue if you fuck with it, and then
not the phone. Yeah. Phones, dude.
That cars phone batteries. Wait a minute. So then, why is my battery blue?
Oh my god!
You fucked it up as well.
That's called corrosion.
Brand new battery. I just got it 5 years ago.
Right? That's how I feel about it. I thought batteries lasted for like 8 years, and now I'm replacing them. I'm replacing them every 2 years. It took me in my Silverado, dude. I went 5 years without having to buy a new battery because they were failing so often. I got the Walmart batteries, like that really cheap one. Yeah. I didn't have to buy a battery for 5 or 6 years because they kept failing under warranty. I just go and tell them, hey, your battery sucks. Give me a new one.
The last time I changed my battery, I take it back. I changed it right before COVID. My car, the FJ was like 10 years old.
Yeah, it's still pretty badass.
And then, because not even 10 years old yet. Because I got it in 2013. It's a 2014 model. I changed the battery in 2019. So whatever that is, do the math. But then
7 years.
I think I changed it again, maybe like a year ago.
Okay.
I think I changed it a year ago. Thinking about it.
Yeah. See, I got a Dodge Ram pickup, and I'm on my second battery. I've had that 6 years. It's a 2018. I've replaced the battery once.
I don't remember why I had to change the battery or something stupid. I think it might have been my AC.
No, Subaru Forester all the way, dude. Because if you gotta change your oil, the filter's right there. You just gotta unplug on the bottom, and then almost every vehicle, the alternator is going to go bad, right? The alternator is right fucking there in front of you at the top of your engine. You just pop that puppy out, place a new.
Oh yeah.
Simplest shit. The only thing that's going to be a pain in the ass is the fucking spark plugs because they're on the side of a fucking box engine.
Oh, dude. Okay, the Subaru's not bad. That thing was pretty sweet. Is it a hybrid?
No, the only thing that's changed, which changed in 2014, was what was it? The transmission changed to a CVT transmission, which is supposed to be better for it, but I don't buy into it. Just makes it harder for you to deal with it yourself.
Like a week ago, we went on a trip to Oklahoma. That week that we weren't on, and we drove a hybrid, like one of those big passenger vans, right?
Yeah,
it was a hybrid. Holy shit! I went all the way from like Waco to Oklahoma City and back on a tank of gas. Like I did put gas in it because it had like 3/4 of a tank when my mom came up here, and then I filled it up when we were here. But then I went all the way up there and back.
What's going on, Zombie?
Tacoma.
I am a fan of the Tacoma. I do like the Tacomas. I'm too big for it. I can't fit in there, but I like them. They're pretty.
Yeah, especially when they're turquoise, right?
No, that was what I had to replace the Tacoma
vehicle.
Yeah. Make sure to get yourself a turquoise Tacoma there, Zombie. No, FJ Cruisers, man, that thing's badass. I love my.
Let him know that you're coming. So of course tonight we're going to be talking about Godlike Issue 1, the Romulus Saga. That is the main topic for tonight. But before we get into that,
I saw your title real quick. Magnum Opus or Catastrophic Failure. That's a nice touch, Jake.
Isn't it though?
I like that.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's interesting because it's kind of that is when you look up Godlike reviews, you are either going to see Magnum Opus 100 times down, or you're going to see Catastrophic Failure. Like there's no middle ground review.
There's no in between with this book, and I don't even think it's because of the book. I think it's because of the creator.
I think it's because I think you're right. I think it's
or the creator's sphere.
I wouldn't even say creator. Yeah, I don't because Jon's not. I guess he is somewhat controversial in the scene, but not because of like what he does. You know, there are people that get mad because of the shit you say or you do. He's like controversial because of the books and the stories that he writes. You know what I mean? And I love it. And I love
as a little bit of a backstory for anybody who's watching this after after it's no longer live, and if you are, thank you so much. We appreciate having you here. And do all the YouTube button things and stuff like that. We would love to have you when we're live. But for reference, for anybody who doesn't know, give Jon Malin's backstory. Let him know what we're talking about here.
Jon Malin, Comics Gate. He used to work on the comic book cable, Thunderbolts. I love his artwork and everything he's done. For one of the controversial books that he put out recently, which was that's Black actually Riding an interesting Hood. Story, was Black Riding Hood, but that was originally supposed to be a side, like one of the stories in an anthology that the Comicsgate Kings, like all the greats, you know, we're all going to put together this book called what was that book? I forget what it was called, but it was basically a fairy tales
anthology.
An anthology of fairy tales, but like badass and cool. And so Jon Malin's book, he turned Little Red Riding Hood into Black Riding Hood, and dropped like the N-bomb like a couple of times, and so that stirred the pot a bit. People were like, "How dare you!" And of course,
you're a white guy. What are you doing?
Ethan Van Sciver was like, "Bro, I can't put this in there like it is right now." And
Amanda
so,
B.
Hey, Amanda B. What's going on? So
see you in a minute.
So, yeah, you're right. Yeah, cool story, bro. That's the name of the book they were putting together. So Ethan says, "I can't use this."
I thought you was actually talking about us.
Oh no, that's the name of the book. Thank you, Amanda B. I forgot. Where the hell is that book? I can't wait till that one comes out. But the what was that part of the Rainbow the Brute campaign? Anyways, so they ended up making just an ash can style comic book of just Black Riding Hood, and of course I bought it.
Sure,
and it was like, you know, how you gonna turn that down? And then it ended up going from it made the news or whatever. Comic book news is one of the greatest investments of that week or that month that you could invest in a comic book. That even these guys who maybe they're not big fans of Comicsgate, even they had to admit how much this book was going for after it came out versus what you spent on it. The investment was solid. If you bought like 100 of these books, you could have sold them each for over $100.
God damn. Paulie says, "I have it, but didn't read it because I've seen 3 read-throughs on YouTube." That's not fair to yourself.
Didn't we do it? I think we did a read-through on it over here too.
Probably.
I think we talked about it, or maybe did a review on it.
Amanda, I'm glad you popped by.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in.
Chat. Glad to see you. I think the last time you actually commented over here was when we did the 3 Guys 1 Comic Supergirl review for Woman of Tomorrow. Which, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Movie's coming out tomorrow. Well, it's out already.
Yeah, I'm going to see it tomorrow.
We're all going to go see it. We're going to do a review on that.
We've been we've all been after we read that comic book, Woman of Tomorrow.
Jake sold us on the comic book.
Yeah.
He sold it hard, but he was right.
He was right. That was a good book. And I had my problems with the art, but this book, this movie actually looks like it's going to be a fair adaptation of that book. And I actually like Millie Alcock better than the way that Supergirl was depicted in that book.
I agree with that.
Supergirl being classically beautiful in that book, and the artist was, I don't know what to say about the art in that book. Hated or loved it.
It was fine. There was just a couple of points, a couple of things here and there that were just
Comet
hard
annoyed.
to swallow.
Comet annoyed the piss out of me in that book.
Somehow she was drawn to look like she was 32. I didn't understand that. But whatever. But
Millie Alcock, I think, fits the role of that story better.
She does. She looks like.
I feel like that. Yeah, she should have been drawn like this, and so I'm actually excited for this movie.
Well, that's the thing. People keep on saying that this isn't their Supergirl because they don't believe in this new Supergirl that's more rough around the edges and drinking or whatever, but
they want the Superman version of the Supergirl.
Well, people were complaining about that one too. I've complained about that one, that she was too much of a carbon copy of her male counterpart. It's change her up, make her more of an individual.
And I never gave a shit about Supergirl, but until all this, until you made me read the book, and then this movie's coming out. Now I'm invested because I actually do Supergirl was always the She-Ra of Superman, right? She's She-Ra was the Supergirl of He-Man or whatever. But I actually like that they've kind of given her own, character. They've actually made her unique and interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how they do that with this movie.
Well, see, that's the thing. She's been like this since the early 2000s. I don't know why people are just still thinking of the daring adventures of Supergirl. That was 60s shit. We are way past that. It was time to revitalize Supergirl in a new way, and she needed to be separated apart from Clark. And guess what? Best part about that is that he grew up on Earth and she didn't. There's the dynamic.
Yeah.
We'll have a carbon copy of Superman.
I will say, I'd never understood why everybody thinks she's hideous. When I saw the memes of the Land of the Lost character,
dude, that was so brutal.
It's brutal. It's funny,
it's funny, but it's brutal.
Do you have those to pull up? I haven't seen those.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Dude, she looks like the fucking caveman for Geico.
I'm gonna find. I will find one.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't
even like sharing this.
You can make anybody look unattractive. That's not hard to do. Whatever. You just find them in the right pose. I'm going to say the same thing and I'm not a fan. I'm not playing devil's advocate, but they did the same thing to that girl from the Snow White movie. She's fine. She's whatever. It was a dud. But the way that they took that one screenshot of her, and that was every thumbnail for anybody who hated anything about Disney.
Yeah.
It's
you got one good screen grab out of that whole thing to make her look bad.
I'll tell you what, and this is part of that culture war shit. And the hating on Supergirl thing is all part of that culture war thing people are still grifting off of. And rightly so. Keep it going because we can't let them have a fucking inch. We know what happens when those SJWs get an inch. They fucking run a mile, and next thing you know, there's these weirdo rainbow people in the libraries naked, fucking reading story time, happy hour, whatever they fucking call it. But
you got to see the new Superman. It is good. It is worth watching.
Yeah, do you have to hate on everything that might possibly be good? You know what I mean?
Everybody's been saying
of course you heard it. Bad. Of course you heard it was bad because
it's been out for how long?
Because everybody's saying that it's bad, even though they probably haven't fucking watched it, or they're being paid to say it's bad.
Yeah, they get money for saying that it's bad. That's the thing. Now, who's saying it's bad is the question I would ask.
Yeah, is it Jeremy?
Right.
Yeah, Jeremy from the Quartering. We call him the.
I'm calling him out, dude. One of these days, I will have a discussion with that dude.
I get it's a James
Jeremy
Gunn
Hamburger,
and he got one of his old friends from when he was doing the indie movies to come write this thing for him instead of getting an actually like, what do you call it?
What the fuck is going on?
A real writer. But
I'm trying to get into X, but it won't let me log in.
I like that. Jake, I like that, dude, because if somebody pulled me on as a writer, I would be exactly what you're describing as a writer, you know? But I'm not going to be terrible at it. I'm not going to say I'm super good. I'm not going to be terrible, though, but I would be exactly the writer you're describing.
See, that's the thing, though, with when it comes to DC. People aren't wanting just popcorn movies. They're wanting, like, big Marvel type.
They are. Yeah, that's where DC fails, is that they weren't able to match Marvel in their whole, you know, what used to be the old MCU.
Well, it's because that they tried to bite the bullet both times. Like, look, right after we got Man of Steel, what they do? They started clamoring to make the Justice League right out the gate. And they did the same fucking thing in Superman 2025, bringing right out the gate the Justice Gang. How dumb do you have to be?
Oh my god! Sorry guys, I just saw one of these memes. I haven't seen this one yet.
You gotta pull it up, dude.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on. This is.
Let's see. Corey Barnes says, "I'm probably a hater, but the trailer didn't look that good. They didn't show up.
It looks good if you read the book. Like if you read the book and you know what they're doing, it's not bad. You kind of have to have
read the book. I think you might appreciate it more. Hold on, I can't look at this.
Dude, the sleep checks, yeah, they creep me out too. Good call on that.
The sleep, but okay, but I don't think it's good. I mean, even if so, okay, let's say it's not fucking absolutely amazing. He-Man wasn't absolutely amazing. Actually, sure. I had some problems with He-Man. I didn't like how it was constantly making fun of itself. I was looking forward to that movie too, and I'm not even a He-Man fan at all, but that movie was okay. It had a lot of good action. The thing that I hated about it was like it seems like they were forced to make a good movie, and so they had to fucking every 5 seconds make a joke of itself, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, I keep hearing, well, it is fucking He-Man, dude. You realize, right? That's true. No, that's not how the source material went. But whatever. Yeah. Like, I'll just take it.
It's not like it wasn't ever self-deprecating.
It wasn't self-deprecating.
If we've seen Supergirl yet, we have not. We're all going to see it tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think I'm going to try and see it tomorrow.
If there's an early matinee, I'm going to go check it out. Then I've read Supergirl Woman Up Tomorrow. I enjoyed
we read the comic book it was based on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Millie Alcock. But
there are things that I want to expect in the movie from the book.
Yeah.
But I also see some of the New 52 type elements taking place along with Rebirth. And so I'm hoping it's as good as I want it to be, but with the way everybody's like just shitting on it right now, I'm still being reserved. I'm not going to go in thinking this is going to be a dumpster fire. I'm going to go in.
I was going into it thinking this was going to be a really good movie. Now, I did listen to Ethan's review, and I actually appreciate Ethan's reviews. I think he's generally pretty spot on. And he basically said this is a very fun, entertaining movie, essentially, is what he said. It's not some groundbreaking movie, which, okay, fine. You know what? Movies are supposed to be a pastime that you have fun and enjoy yourself while you're watching a movie. And remember back in the day when you used to go to the movies just to go watch a movie and have fun?
Yeah.
Instead of
like Blade was just a good movie. It was good.
Well, at what point did we have to all of a sudden? It's when movies got expensive, I guess. I don't know. Whatever reason, all of a sudden every movie you went to go see had to be fucking amazing. I went and saw Backrooms and was kind of like, it's, I wish the whole thing was more Blair Witch Project, first person camera.
I liked Backrooms. We just saw that. I liked it.
I thought it was a fair movie. I thought it was a fair movie, but the whole concept of Backrooms it had those elements that give you. I only got like okay. The liminal spaces. When you watch these videos online, it gives you that chill down your spine. Like, oh yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and you're like at Sears, and you're like hiding in the clothing, right? Like you're a little kid, you see the big clothing racks, and you hide in the middle of them, and then all of a sudden you stumble through a wall, and you're like in an empty room that they haven't like decorated with furniture yet or something, right? It's like that liminal space. And it gives you like that nostalgia, weird vibe, whatever they call that. I guess it's liminal spaces, I guess. Well, that's what the whole point of the back rooms was supposed to be. And I got that for a second, but then it got weird. And then it's like, okay, angry man has mental problems. And then I just like, I was kind of done with it at that point. I just finished the movie, and that villain was like, what the fuck, dude?
I liked that. I thought it was a good explanation of the villain. Plus, it leaves plenty of room with all the canon. It leaves plenty of room for them to like do another one that ups the ante without it being like some bullshit ham-fisted, thing. They selected a villain that is a very like level 1 villain, but it works. And now if they make a sequel, they can go up a level, and it's like, there are stakes now. Like it's not just bullshit.
The first
like Jurassic Park, they or Jurassic World, they bullshit the stakes on that one. They're always like, it's a bigger, like, we're gonna mutate the fucking shit.
You're kind of right, though. We could go from angry black man villain to a white rage in part 2. You're right.
Paulie says, I would rather be interesting, solid movies with quirks than try to be Marvel, which is boring now.
Yeah.
Looks to Marvel, to Disney. Like, what if everybody else turns out to be right about it? Well, then I'll be disappointed.
That'll suck.
True.
That'll suck.
But here's the problem. Who is everybody? Everybody like geeks and gamers? Or everybody who's speculating right now? Because did they read the book? I don't think anybody read the book. Y'all can go watch our review on that book.
That's like when the Supergirl One Up Tomorrow came out. Everybody was shitting on it, but half the people that were shitting on it didn't read the goddamn book. So
yeah, I was a fan of parts of the art. I was a fan of parts of the story. Overall, the story was really good. There were things I didn't like about it, like the ending. Like you say, he died. I don't think he died.
He completely died.
He totally did not die.
I don't even care what the writer says. That was a fucking shot.
My interpretation of that ending, juxtaposed to the beginning, I think I was spot on. He is not dead, because otherwise, why make him suffer in that fucking eternity prison until he's an old man?
You are right about it, but that just still doesn't sit well with me with the way Ruthie acted throughout the whole thing.
That's because you're a feminist, and feminists have to punish. They have to punish the man for 1,000 years or whatever, then kill him, rather than just fucking kill the guy.
I would do probably the same goddamn thing if it was my brother.
Yeah, that's the sad ending to his pitiful existence, because he was a bad guy, and he was a bad guy.
Nah, fuck that. You're a feminist too. A man kills his enemy. He doesn't fucking put him in a prison for 100 years and then drop kick him to his head.
But you have to take that into that context. This wasn't a man story. It's not a dude story. It is a woman superhero.
And
so you have to put that in there.
Fucking love that shit. You get off to them being fucking in prison for 100 years and then they kill him. Y'all feminist bitches.
Oh yeah. Theon Greyjoy all the way.
All right, Jake, I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. All right. This is the meme of Millie Alcock. I'm sorry, Millie.
All right. I
don't agree with this at all, by the way.
No. Oh my God.
I thought those fucking okay. Everybody who was shitting on her for that stupid comment she made when she got side blasted with that, is she a gay?
Yeah, that's dumb.
If you actually watched that interview, she handled that with grace. She did a good job with that interview.
Millie Alcock should totally run with this gag.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, she should.
Do a guy.
Yes, that would be epic. I totally agree.
So easy a Supergirl could do it.
Oh my God, dude.
Paulie says still would. Holy shit.
Put a bag on that head.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, dude. That's so funny.
That's horrible. But yeah.
All right.
We're here.
That should be her Halloween character.
Oh, if she
did that, she's one of my favorite actresses.
Yeah, I would have so much respect for that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop sharing. Let's get back to it.
I gotta turn. I still have the page pulled over. I gotta turn this shit off. Put the bag back on.
No, I think she's pretty, and I think everybody's blowing this shit out of proportion, even though she doesn't.
They found one little thing.
She is. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, 100%. It's not even a good thing to nitpick. It's just, hey, let's bitch to bitch.
It's just a funny little joke. Like, they made a funny joke. They got a funny meme. Good to go. Take a laugh at it. Now move on.
And she did comment on how people were making fun of her, and it did seem like she was pretty cool with it. And not cool with it, but she was like, wow, that kind of sucks that people are so mean, but I guess I just got to move on, right? Because all she's got to do is say, I just made $1 million like in 5 minutes off this fucking thing.
And you know what I respect is like she's got pictures that she's posted out on social media where she's like sitting on the couch reading the comic book. I kind of respect that.
Oh yeah. And you know what? All the people fucking talking shit about her looks probably have her fucking poster above their bed.
No doubt. They're all slapping their hand to it. They know it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Or they couldn't pull it in the first place. Like
right. But anyway, what cover did you get for Godlike, man? I got this cover. I think
you got to go full screen. We got to see the cover full screen. Compare them.
This is the cover I got. Just exactly like the original was when it first came up on the campaign, but with different colors on it now. So, like you see here, like the blues are more outstanding, and then you got like the sunbeams over here on the hair and whatnot, which is really different from what you saw the first time around, where it's not as bright on the sides of the faces. They don't have the shine.
Oh yeah,
sun glistening off of it.
Is it the same colorist, or they get a different, or they just have somebody come in?
I think it's a different colorist, but honestly, I like the original colors better for some reason. I don't know why. It's just me, but I do like the blues on this side. I don't care for the sun on this side. I like the original colors on that cover there. That's on the banner.
I'm mixed, man. I'm mixed emotions on that because I see what you're saying, but I don't like it when they blow out. I agree with you that I don't like it when they blow out the face and the artwork with a bunch of glow and all the extra effects.
Which is what they're doing there.
Yeah, this cover right here, the main cover on the campaign, it's pretty solid. But on the other hand, that has more like, I don't know.
I like this one better.
I think I do like it better that way.
I like
it's got more contrast
in this version than I do the original version. But I don't know. I don't know why I like the original colors on the first look at the campaign. But
I do like classic.
Good, it's just personal preference. I don't know. I'm weird.
What
like
would
that.
pop on a shelf? If this was on a shelf, somebody might look at it and go, "Okay, dude, sword, chick." But then you look at the other one with all the lighting and stuff, and it does look more modern, like it should be on the shelf of a. I do like the logo. I like the logo on the actual physical book way more than I like how the logo is.
Yeah, way better look, way better title card on the actual.
Stands out.
It's
got more contrast to it.
Yeah.
Now, what cover did you get, Peter?
All right, now I'm ashamed to say I was not able to afford to back the book when it was out, but thank God they did that campaign, that convention cover. They did a convention special. It was a triptych cover, and one of these days I'm going to have all three. But it was an Inglorious Rex, a Cyber Frog, and then Godlike.
Okay,
and I was able to get Godlike, and I do want to get the supplemental as well one of these days. But I actually really like this cover. I like how he is. This is obviously like you're gonna have Cyber Frog right here in this part, and then you're gonna have Inglorious Rex in the background on the next cover over. But that's the one that I got. The convention special.
I actually like that. That's a really good cover.
Yeah, that is a good cover.
I do like this one.
Cool. Now you say you didn't get the supplemental, which that sucks. Because
I'm gonna get it eventually.
Because I got the supplemental. Now I haven't read the supplemental. I didn't want it to bastardize my critiques and criticisms of Godlike, whether or not I like it or not. I didn't want this to have any weight on it, so I haven't read it yet, but I am going to. I did look through it, and I do like the art in this supplemental. I think it looks really good. I like the layouts of the panels and everything.
How does it add to the story? That's what I'm curious about.
All right, so it's a supplemental, and it's supposed, from what I understand, it takes place through time, like the character throughout time, like all the things he's done. They weren't necessarily those specific details were not necessarily important for the main book, but just in case you're curious, you can follow our hero throughout time and all the different battles and everything. Hell right. Yeah. So I actually do want to go get it. And I don't remember if I think I backed the supplemental for the second one. I did already. Okay. I backed Godlike 2. I got that I got the cool cover with all the green dicks going in towards the girl. But
of course,
the tentacles.
As one does.
And then I think I got the supplemental on that one as well. And I'm gonna have to go back and get that supplemental for the first book too. Because there's like some weird dude, like dog with like a human head on it. And I'm like, all right, I got to see what fucking weird shit this is. Because it's one of the things I love about Jon Malin's writing is the weird shit that he does in his stories. He does crazy shit that he's got. I think he's got balls for putting some of these ideas on pages.
You know what? I got to say, there's a whole lot, especially with everything that you got with AI. So many people have access to so many different things now that they didn't have just 8 years ago, and so you see a lot of the same. And I do some writing, like I'm working on some writing and some stuff that I'm doing here. And one of the things that I am constantly competing with is I have a story in my head. I have like 3 different books that I want to write, but they're effectively my version of this, that, and the other. And so it's not. It's a lot of the same. One of the things that I'm really trying to do now is I look at these stories that I like, that I want to write, and I'm like, okay, but how do I make this different? How do I make this stand out? How do I do this, what he's doing here, to make it something special as opposed to something that's just derivative?
Right.
Well, you do weird shit like, what page was it? He had to sacrifice his so much so that the challenge to slay his daughter wife did not bring about any hesitation. Like he had to sacrifice his daughter wife. That's like, okay, that explains a bit of what's going on.
It's like if you had to sacrifice your daughter or your wife, those are hard decisions, but daughter wife?
Yeah, that's like, well, now hold on. This is where I think Jon Malin's
make sure no one hears me say that.
Because that actually, okay, obviously it's appalling, right? Well, the humans are supposed to be the good guys, right? Aren't they? Right?
Sure.
But in this book, they're like filthy fucking mongrels. They have like gotten into horrible habits, as is expressly explained in this book. I don't know if the humans are the good guys. I don't know if the bad guys are the good guys, but I don't think necessarily the human race does it even deserve to get saved at this point, because they have fallen down the rabbit hole of debauchery and self-gratification or whatever so far that you got like daughter wives and shit and sacrifice. And for some reason, Atreus or whatever is not affected. I guess he was like homegrown. Well, no, he just appeared, right? He didn't even have like a parent. He's like the shooting star that lands and then
he was born. I think it was he had a mother. I don't know if he tried to exactly. I don't remember if he tried to exactly parallel it with like a virgin birth, but he did have a mother and a father, I believe.
Well, there's like the country farm thing where it alluded to Superman. And we might want to go back and start the beginning of the book and then work our way through it.
Yeah, I got something to say about those.
But like from what I understand, I think he just kind of showed up, right? And then is here, and then that King Atreides or whatever took him in and made him a warrior and then kind of gave him a purpose. and that's where he met that girl that he fell in love with.
Right. So
and then didn't really know anything about who he is.
Yeah, so the whole story is that he comes back from exile because the father of that daughter that he fell in love with, he was like the king of that area and fell in love with the daughter. He didn't like that, so he exiled him.
Mm-hmm.
That way, he didn't kill him because he had such high respect for Adam Ra. So instead of killing him, he sent him off in exile, which was, more of a mercy act than anything. And then after a long time of being exiled, he finally comes back, and I guess he's getting ready for battle now. But
yeah, because there's a lot of Eon or whatever
back
coming
and forth with the past, present, and what's going to be happening. Because he comes back and he's getting ready to grab the sword, right? And before he does, he sees all the arrows in him and everything before he finally falls down, but right in front of it, his blood touches the sword. And then that ignites his awakening as to remembering who he is, because he also had amnesia for this time being, I guess, not remembering who he is.
Now that's because he came down. It didn't have a beginning. He didn't have a history. He was resurrected in a manner of speaking. He came to King Atreides and then became a warrior, and that's why he got all that respect, but then fell for the daughter and then was exiled out. And then the story kind of starts with him coming into the town or coming into the kingdom as you got basically all these warriors. So we start the story off at this on that planet where the warriors are coming together, and they're like, oh, I just sacrificed my daughter wife and I'm gonna be the king, and then I'm going to be the one that pulls the sword from the stone, so to speak. And then Atreides comes in and says, no, that thing will kill you, or whatever.
Yeah, very cult-like religious shit going on where he sacrifices his daughter, wife character, which the paneling for that, I think it could have focused more on her instead of just showing that little shot of her laying there naked, beaten and bruised.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and it's not even original, but just having her dead carcass being raised up by her hair to show the people, be like, this is what we sacrifice.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a cool shot. But
all right, Jake, calm down, man.
Well, it's the audience, right?
Malin. It's Jon.
Yeah, no, I get you. That. It's storytelling.
Yeah, I think
if you're gonna do it, go all in.
Right.
Well, I mean, she does have a knife in her face, and we're about to.
Sure.
I mean, Jon Malin's good about doing he does grotesque shit, people getting their heads cut off, a lot of gore and shit, but it's kind of cartoony. It's not over the top.
No, not at all. It doesn't make your guts turn or anything like that.
There was one. He had one panel in Graveyard Shift where the pregnant reporter got blasted and her baby was popping out of her stomach. That was funny. But even that was comic book, it's comical.
I wonder if that was taken from Walking Dead. Remember when Rick's wife gets shot and when she's pregnant? I wonder if that was taken from that. I don't know.
Maybe.
There's some parallels for sure.
Oh, of course.
All right. If we were to start at the beginning, and I'm trying to figure out how to share my window for view. Here we go. View. No. How do I? Okay, sorry. I'm pulling up the book in the drive, and it's stupid.
Gotta go multiple tabs. This is 2026.
Yeah. I'm trying to pull up my digital version that I put on here.
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting more of like that. I was expecting more screenshots that we could be looking at during the storytelling.
Okay, which I've got right here, and
travel through the book with the audience. But anyway.
I'm sharing it right now.
From what I gathered when I read it, because I read it once, and yes, a lot is thrown out at you at the very beginning. There is a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah, it is a lot.
And I can understand people where they're saying it's kind of jarring and whatnot at the very beginning, where it's just spilling like
I'm
millennia
sharing
of
screen.
war and stuff like that. But from the gist of it, the main two factions of the war are the humans and the technomancers, right? That's basically who's waging the war. And at this point, I think the technomancers have a hand up or a leg up on the humans, because they've been capturing the humans, killing the boys and the men, and just using the women to, like, you know.
Okay, the technomancers and the Eon, are they the same thing? There's a few things. There's terminologies like
there's a lot of terminology
Axum that gets changed into Terminus. That's one thing that I would say. I read the book several times, and it took me a couple read-throughs to get some of the vocabulary transition, because I'm reading it, and as a reader, you're like, okay, Axum, but then you're like, but they call it this, and it's like, okay, I didn't pick that up the first time. I picked it up the second time, and then kind of was like, wait a minute, what is that? And then I go back, I'm like, Axum's one of those planets, and I really had to put pieces of the puzzles together.
Yeah.
And it takes away from the comprehension of the story. So that if I had some like a major critique, that's on the first 2 fucking pages or 3 pages, because the way this story is told is double page spreads all the way through.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
The whole book is.
I can take it or leave it.
And
Jon Malin, that beautiful artwork, but dude, it makes it difficult for a thumbnail on a YouTube video. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
All right, but here's what I gotta say though. A lot of people complained about all the reading and all the shit that's going on here on this one page, this double page spread right here, right? Obviously, you've got your little intro right here, and then you've got your double page spread here, but then it goes straight into like story. Yeah, there's a lot still more to read, but this is all the exposition right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is not that bad. This is not that crazy. I don't understand why everybody's like the Terminus and all this.
Yeah, this maps it out. This is a map, is what this is.
Yeah,
a map of the different sects.
I don't understand why people had such. I had a hard time reading it when I first picked it up, because I was expecting a comic book that you normally read. Most comic books are not like these operas, right? And so you just expect to pick it up and read a story. But actually, I appreciate the fact that he did this. Once I read like a couple pages in, I'm like, okay, hold on. This is not just a typical comic book. I need to go read back. I need to go back and reread it. And then I got more of like, I've heard Lord of the Rings. I personally think it's more akin to like Dune, like the 1984 Dune.
Sure.
But then again, Lord of the Rings isn't that bad of a description either, because beginning of Lord of the Rings has all this exposition that they lay out for you. It would have been kind of cool to have some of these words visually displayed, rather than just the planet.
We're talking about novel and movie versus comic book, though.
Yeah, but this is basically a layout for the movie. Dude, when you read it, imagining the movie in your head, this is perfect when you're imagining the movie going on.
That's exactly like one of the things I got out of this book. One of the standout points that I have for it is that this it's not a comic book. This is a storyboard for a movie.
Yeah. And what's that in mind? That's when I had to go. And I appreciate that, because there are lots of comic books out there. Every now and then you'll find something where you've got to go back and reread it, and there's a lot to absorb. And it took me a lot of reading to absorb as much, everything I feel like there is to absorb out of this book. That, for one, I feel like totally got my money's worth, because how many times have we gotten a book you paid $25, $30 for, you read it in 20 minutes, and then you're just like, okay, well, I guess I'll back the next one, or I guess I'm done with this story. It's done. There's not a whole lot to think about. There's not a lot to really like, wait a minute, what did I just read? And then go back. But this book actually has an entire vibe to it, because it is
100%.
It sets it's the whole time I'm reading this, I'm imagining the movie that's playing in my head. Like I'm imagining some like late 80s style, but with like maybe modern effects. You know what I
there
mean?
better be some synth.
Yeah, right. Like I totally see Blade Runner meets fucking Dune meets Lord of the Rings. Like, I don't know. I hate when people say this book is this meets this.
Actually, I saw a little bit of gosh dang it, what's that Mel Gibson where they're in the desert in Australia and all the cars.
Mad Max?
Mad Max. I see a little bit of Mad Max.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Mad Max in there.
I got more out of everything after we got past like the first like 10 pages of the book. I immediately, for some reason, went to Conan the Barbarian. I don't know
yeah,
why.
I see a little bit of that. Yeah,
I'm going to move on to the next page here. But this was one of the biggest complaints. The only reason I've stuck on this page for so long is because this is one of the biggest complaints about this entire book was that there's too much to read in the beginning. And I'm like, nah, man, it's a vibe. He's setting the stage for the vibe.
It's not that there's too much to read. It's that is what is being read really got weight to it that couldn't be like delved into later on in the book.
Well, oh, maybe. All right, let's keep moving on. Extremis. This is one of the things I was talking about. Extremis, by the way, is this planet Axum right here. Okay.
Sure.
So that confused me. I had to read it a couple times to pick that up. Okay. So then we
know, Corey. We know.
What's he saying?
Hot babes.
Someone had to say it.
No, dude, you're right.
Whenever Corey Parton comes in, I just immediately go to hot babes.
It needs
babes.
More hot. I will agree. It does need more hot babes. There's like two definite hot babes in here. It needs more than just those. It needs like just
not knocking the daughter wives thing and all, but just maybe a few more.
Yeah. All right. So we got this story. It's the big long red. The red storms coming, the aeons coming, the humans. It's still kind of going off on some of the history of the humanity, which this is a long, drawn-out history that kind of explains how humans have become just this shells of their once glorious nature. And now they're just kind of worthless. Yeah, they're kind of fucking worthless. The Eon are coming to wipe them out. And so the warriors gather, and in the meantime, while these warriors are gathering, we have this mysterious figure coming, and he's coming up, and he's talking about the planet and how beautiful and dangerous it is. I love the fucking Jon Malin's artwork. Obviously, when it comes to artwork, Jon Malin's one of my favorites, and
he's got great art.
This book is
like that panel or that backdrop right there under Swordfall of the city.
Right there. That one.
There you go.
City, and you're going straight to tits.
Bro, you only need how many dots on a page? Jon Malin knows how to put a dot on a fucking page. That's all I'm saying.
But I really like that shot of the city right there. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I actually wanted that to be blown up and bigger.
I like this panel right here. It's pretty cool. It's just because he's talking about how beautiful it can be. Let's see here. All right. I love the scope of everything right here. I wish this was a little clearer because when I had to read it a couple times to kind of go, what the fuck am I looking at? And then I'm like, oh, okay, that thing is this.
That's
thing.
Abaddon, right?
Yeah, he's like walking into the castle from, I guess, the asshole or some shit. But he's going into the castle. But I love all this. The artwork's badass.
Into the castle from the asshole.
Well, it's kind of like the Hobbits when they went into,
they went in the front door.
No, the Hobbits went the back door. They had a fucking sparrow lead the way to the back door. And the less light of sun's shining or whatever shined upon a keyhole. You know what I'm saying?
But you know damn well if they ever offer the back door, you take it.
Yeah, you always take the back door.
They only have it so often. So when
Smog don't see you coming. You know what I'm saying?
The keyhole.
You find the keyhole and you go into that back door so Smog don't get you. All right. Okay, so the Warriors are gathering right here. Okay.
Yep.
This dead girl over here, a couple pages back. We get right here. We kind of, as they're explaining, they are doing a ceremony to pull the sword from the stone. Meanwhile, our guy Atreus is coming in, and okay, so we got this guy here. He's about to, I forget his name, but he basically is like, I am the one that shall pull the sword from the stone. I've done everything, even sacrificed my daughter wife, and that says a lot. She obviously didn't like that.
Yeah, he's really showing himself.
Protested. So he's full of himself. He's like ready to do it. And right as he's about to do it, we got our hero here, Atreus, going like, do not pull that sword from that stone. It will kill you. And he's like, but my master. He's like, you have come from battle and you've survived, and I respect you and all that shit. But bro, I'm pulling the sword from the fucking stone. You ain't gonna stop me. Like, I'm gonna fucking do it. And he's like, what's that? She looks
just said she looks nonplussed.
All right. So then so he's like, you must not pull that sword from the stone. He's like, bro, I'm sorry, I respect you and all that, but after everything I've done, I'm pulling the fucking sword from the stone. And then he grabs
the
sword,
full Dr. Manhattan.
Boom, gets Dr. Manhattan. Ooh, what if he comes back like Dr. Manhattan came?
Ain't no way.
Nah, he ain't coming back from that shit. But then we get this hot babe, and I fucking love this. Is one of the coolest characters Jon Malin has ever designed. This is fucking this chick right here. I love her costume. She's a badass.
It's the black ink across the eyes that, for some reason, does
that Blade Runner thing that's going on here.
Yeah.
Except she looks way better than they did in Blade Runner.
Oh yeah. And
I like the metallic looking armor, but it's like the good old cleavage futuristic armor. That's all you need to cover right there. You know, that covers all the important parts. And all right,
yeah, that's where they start talking about their backstory with each other. This is
when we get their backstory. And I like his designs for
look at the detail on all that.
The hair, like Jon Malin, like later on, he has a girl character with this hair, like Wolverine hair. And I'm like, aside from like, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that with a chick and have it look right. You know, didn't Wolfsbane have hair like that and it looks stupid?
The button shops are hard.
Yep. But he knows how to do it. Anyways, I love this story. It's a good story, love story here. Like, oh, but I couldn't be with you, and so we got a bigger, more important thing to do first, and then we can bone. We'll get it on, you know. But we got to take care of business first. All right. So that's all the backstory to basically what's going on right now.
Sure.
War. 3 days after that shit. The Eon are here. They are fucking at war, and I love this page right here. Sorry for like my scanning of this page isn't great, but fool! Only those have listened to the grunge rock may pull the blade from the stone.
Oh,
yeah, dude. I like how badass she's all covered in blood and everything. I love this. Dude, this fucking artwork's amazing.
That is what that outfit was built for, to be covered in blood.
And what the fuck is going on? All right, this chick needs a. This isn't the same chick. This is a redhead. Who the fuck is this?
Just a random lieutenant.
Yeah, this is 1 to 50,000.
She needs an an ash can. This guy's badass. I love okay, so we get the Wolverine hair going on, but it's like triple Wolverine or whatever.
Yeah,
I love that. I just fucking love Jon Malin's art. It's very energetic, very cool to look at. So this is the battle where the humans are basically getting fucking wiped out, and then what's going on right here? Why is there?
He has like a flashback to a prior life, and it jaunts him, which is why in the next panel down he gets punched in the face.
Oh,
it takes him aback.
Okay, so he gets. Oh, okay, right here. He gets smacked by that dude, that half breed that had the human raped out of him. That's another one of those fucking Jon Malin things I love. He's like, "Don't worry, my master. We've raped them plenty. We've raped the human out of them generations down the line. We have raped that human right out of them. They're almost pure blood now, my master. Purely raped." Thoroughly raped, sir. And he's like, "Have you raped them enough?"
Oh my God.
Like, "Sir,
somebody please make that t-shirt.
I've raped them 23 generations, raped, pure."
Yeah.
I want a hashtag thoroughly raped t-shirt.
You have you have my word on this.
How that goes.
Yeah.
This is where so his woman gets captured on. That's fucking terrible. I
want to see more of that dude. That dude with and the Drake tail. I thought that was a badass look.
Yeah, I like this panel right here. The whole pose, everything. She's like, "Oh fuck no," but her tits are saying yes. And then he's just like, "I am man. I fucking got the woman. Ha!"
It's Martian Manhunter-ish, but Goro with a Drake Dragon type style
like
tail.
Mutant Goro.
It's cool.
Yeah. And look, dude, I just Jon Malin was
that panel right there, you're right. Like that face.
Yeah. He got the fear.
He got it in there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what the fuck is this? All right. And then he's like, "What?" I fucking love that too. Like the real simplistic. I just fucking love all this shit. Man. I'll fucking rape you.
No, check it out. This is the exact emotion I got from that page.
All right, what's that?
When you look at him going, "I'll take," and then right next panel over, he's just like, "All right, I'll get her back later." You do what you gotta do.
Fuck.
He just blank face.
It needs music like. Oh no! I'll take Artex. Atreyu. All right, and then we got this fucking cool guy.
Now this is the guy that can control people, right, and make their humanity disappear after so much psycho. I don't know, mind fucking.
Yeah, but we need more of that. Because if this guy's got he's supposed to be like, one of the big baddies or one of the first big baddies we come up against, but I don't know a whole lot or anything about this guy. He's like, okay, he's an Eon. He's one of the powerful ones. I'm supposed to mind crawler, but
right. And the only thing that you see him do is this, where there's an explosion behind him and people are like being thrown in all directions. Like you want to see him take over an individual.
Or something, and maybe we'll get more of that in the second book.
Maybe.
I will say, as far as first books go, okay, it's not a team building book. Okay,
no, not at all.
Starblades was like, "Let's gather our team. The bad guys are coming, friends. Let's go." And then at the end of the book, like, "We have assembled," and then it's the end of the story. It's like, fuck, man, it would have been cool to have a little bit more action. This actually has a lot of action going on, so I'll give it time for the second issue. I feel like in this story, all the complaints that I've heard are kind of like, I feel like at the end of all the stories, those complaints won't matter because everything will be answered and all that shit will be taken care of. And considering these books take time to put out, I can understand the frustration when you read a book. You kind of want more out of, I need more. I need answers. I don't want to wait 2 years. That
was the feeling that I walked away from this one with. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The challenges of the crowdfunding. Now, imagine in like 5 years, if you had the whole series as you might imagine it to be, you think you'll still feel that way by the end of that? Or because I feel like this book is a good intro to what would be.
You know what? I'll tell you what. So obviously, I am not, of the three of us here, I'm not the one that's buying a bunch of these. That's not that I'm opposed to buying them. But I also, I don't want to just like, I don't want to buy episode 1 and then wait and wait and wait. I am that guy and I'm of that mindset where I'm like, when the finale comes out, that's where I want to get the whole thing together. And I want to be able to have the whole thing and enjoy the entire experience. I want the whole story.
Yeah.
So you want a volume or a compendium. You don't want just, a trade paperback.
Yeah, like if I'm going to get something, I don't want pieces. I want the whole thing.
And for people who are similar and they like what they're seeing so far, you can go get Graveyard Shift. He has volumes 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and there's like a 5 out now. He does a good job putting them in these compendiums or whatever. Where he puts several books together for you, and you can back them all as a volume. But and this is a new book, so at a couple of years, I feel like he's going to be doing the same thing with this book.
Yeah,
and I don't like it. I'm fine with that. I like crowdfunding books, and I'm patient. I'm fine. The thing is, a few years ago, there were enough good-looking books that you could back, once a week or something or whatever, and then every week or so, or every couple of weeks, you get a new book that would last you for the next couple of weeks. Sure. And then eventually, oh yeah, I remember back in this. So it was like a constant, you're constantly like, yeah, I love backing books because then I get these fun surprises in the mail. And let's just say the good books have fallen, thinner and fewer. And some people who started promising didn't fulfill. Rob Hunter. And then some people kind of ruined it for a lot of people. Oh, sorry, I had to clear my throat. I was talking about Eric July, of course, ruining it with his garbage books. And then you've got people still fucking going along, making good books. And like this book here, Cyberfrog is still good. I would like to see some work coming. I'm still hyped for Cyberfrog, but it's one of those. That Rainbow the Brute, it is taking a long time, and we are losing, people are not putting books out as fast as they were. Maybe there's less creators. So I feel like that tends to put a lot more pressure on some of these guys that are taking longer to put their books out.
That's true. That's true. I can see that.
Because I'm happy to wait.
Did you just say happily?
I'm happy to wait for a book. I'm sorry, I got like these fucking gnats everywhere. So I'm like, get out of my fucking beard.
Yeah, but, I'm fine with that. But I think you just invented an awesome word that you're fapply.
It's obviously not what that says it not. So let's
have a drink.
But anyways, we need more people making books, right? And we need more people putting out good books, not just to put out books. We need more good books to put out. That's the hard part. At any rate, let's keep going on because this book is a good book in my opinion. Now, I've been going on for a minute. Jake.
Yo.
Up until this point, where are you at with this book?
Well, I was happy to get past. Let me get to it because I said this earlier. For me, just me, not saying that I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying when we get to Godlike Extremis Chapter 1, Neogenesis, that's where I felt the story started picking up. All this right here at the beginning of the book, before Chapter 1 actually takes off, I honestly could have done without because that could have all been explained through the actual individual characters that are taking place within the war.
Okay. So you don't think it's just like opinion. Get it out of the way, and then move forward. You want to have it sprinkled in. I didn't need
no yellow,
the yellow words
like scrolling down a screen or anything. People as they talk to each other. And it's hard to do when you try to make that kind of conversation take place because most of the movies go, as you know, Captain, blah, 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 it's taking place over here and this is that. No, that's that shitty exposition. You need to learn how to create dialogue to make it matter.
But I didn't get that. I didn't get that from this book, or at least this section of the book.
I'm saying that it needs to...
There's a way you can do that right. And that would have been well placed in this book.
Correctly without having to just dump it on you like that and then get to the story. Like as soon as we got to Extremis Chapter 1, I was all in. I was like, yes, we're going somewhere now. We're seeing the action take place. No more backstory. No more of the past shit. let's go forward with the story. And then that's where, to me, it started picking up.
All right. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it gets the story and sprinkle in the history and all that, the backstory later in throughout.
Yeah. Because of that first page, even though it's a beautiful shot with the planet and then the moons across it and everything, I was like, this is like the beginning of Superman. 3 years ago, blah, blah, blah. 3 weeks ago, blah, blah, blah. 3 months ago, blah, blah, blah. And 3 days ago, blah, blah, blah.
Oh no, it's even crazier. It's like 800,000 years ago or whatever.
2,000 years,
and then
2,000 years.
This happened. It's like reading the Bible for a minute.
It's like it's
800 years begot
what happened for 2,000 years. Here's what happened for 3,000.
And then this so-and-so begot so-and-so.
Yeah, it's that A to B to C to D storytelling. Where like another, like what you're talking about. So Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park starts off like they have so much exposition in the very first scene of Jurassic Park. You know that there's dinosaurs. You know that there's an accident on the island. You understand everything for the beginning of that movie in just that first few minutes. You know what the premise is and everything. You understand it all, and you hit the ground running. Like you jump into that book and there's fucking dinosaurs killing. Not the book. The book's different, but the movie you jump in and it hits the ground running. And I personally, I would have liked to have seen that too, where you were thrown into a circumstance and then you sprinkle the elements of that story throughout the things that you need to know could have been put out with as opposed to like all of the exposition dump for all the lead up.
I do like, before we get into the reading some of these guys, I'm glad to see we got Justin in here and Mo.
I was too busy listening to these guys.
I do like that they have this exposition at the beginning in this context. In some books that we've looked at, I would agree with you completely, but because of the double page cinematic approach to this, I kind of feel like he's going for like movie vibes, and it works as like an intro.
Yes.
All right.
And
I do see that. I do see that.
After you explain that to me, I understand the layouts more. But I was going into it expecting comic book paneling taking place, which is why I kept on giving the notes of, well, if we're going to be talking about all these millennia that go by, have little still shots of things that actually took place in those millennia that led up to where we are now. But I understand where you're coming from. But again, we're not in a novel or a movie. We are in a comic book. But I understand that the layouts and the paneling for the double pages and everything.
It would have been cool to have those panels, but basically that's what the so that's what the supplemental is, right? That would have been cool to have those panels from the supplemental scattered throughout that exposition.
Oh, 100%.
If those stories are supposed to be what kind of explain everything.
If they're meaningful enough at that point, yes.
Yeah, that would have been kind of a neat. Yeah. All right, we got Justin Soto in here. What's going on, Justin and Mo Biggs? What's up, Mo? What are they saying? I know you were skipping through their chats, but I don't know.
Oh, Mo Biggs, he was blowing up for a second. Mo Biggs said, we need more people making books. Disagree. Plenty of people are making books that shouldn't be. Mo,
I agree.
I had this conversation with
people.
people.
Better books, good books. Put effort into your shit.
Mo Biggs says, I agree with the second part that we need more people making good books.
Can I say yes, I agree with everything that Mo Biggs says, with the exception that people making these shitty books is excellent fodder for like YouTube, and we should probably do like a shit on you, like a shit on books.
God. A shit on books.
I've got books that we could shit on.
We do have
plenty
a lot of books
we could shit on.
But the problem, there is a problem with that inherently, is the problem that these people are backers and they are excited, and half the reason they're backing is because they're excited. They want to make books, and so they're backing to kind of.
How long are they going to be excited for? They're going to get shit on if you're putting out a shitty book.
That's the catch. If you put a shitty book out, you're going to get shit on it. But imagine being somebody who's like, I'm so excited in this whole thing, and then
we are like teeming with positivity. We are like, we provide constructive, positive criticism. We are here to help.
Yeah, but imagine somebody who's also, these guys are very sensitive sometimes. And now imagine if
they
you
are
got somebody who
fucking flowers.
And it's a shame, but we're talking about people who read comic books, right? Comic book nerds in their 40s and 50s and older and younger and whatever. Now imagine they get all excited. They start backing books, and this is so much fun. Oh, my God, I want to make a book. And then they make a book, and it's just not good because they haven't put 30 years of their life into learning the craft, but they're trying to have fun, and their book is bad, and somebody says, hey, your book is bad, bro. And then they're completely crushed. What do? They fucking lash out like crazy fucking
a lot of these guys do not have 30 years left in them. And they don't have 30 years left in the tank to be able to learn it. They've got heart attacks and strokes coming like right around the corner. You don't want them to waste that time. Let them learn now. That book sucks and this is not your thing. You need to go back to customer service.
How many times have we fucking heard people say, I spent my life savings just making this book? And it's like, well, then you should have.
But if your life savings is $35, who gives a shit?
No, their life savings being like 10 grand to pay people to make the book and print the book and everything, right? They spent their life savings making this book, but they didn't put the effort. If you're putting your life savings into making a book, you better fucking make sure it's good. Get an editor, get somebody to be honest with you, because that's your life savings on the line. And then you put out a book and it's not good. Then you want to Minecraft yourself. And how many times have we seen that in what's going on? It's all because they didn't pass it through an editor. They didn't pass it through some people. They're like, I don't want people to steal my IP or whatever. Bro, your IP is just a ripoff of fucking DC anyways. Like, get somebody's honest opinion.
Would it be better to like be honest with them now? And I'm genuinely like I'm not knocking anything. Would it be better to give them like pure honest criticism now and let it hurt their feelings? Or would it be better like because some of them are going to take that criticism. Yeah. Some of them it's going to hurt their feelings and they're done. Some of them it is going to put them on a different trajectory, and in 10, 20 years they will be putting out better books.
And it's also like, get the fuck out of the drama circles, man, because I've seen people make really good books that ended up in these drama circles, and now they're fucking gone because they couldn't handle getting criticized for that shit, and now they're gone. They had good books. Just stay out of all that shit, man.
No. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me I make bad books so I can stop doing it.
So you can go like spend your life savings on. Oh, fuck that. Yeah. The whole point is to make books. We're not professionals that have been doing it as a career for our whole lives. So this is a hobby until we can make money at it. And at that point, it has to be fun, right?
It's also okay to make a shitty book. That's okay. Like, you're going to get knocked, you're going to get criticism, but it is okay to put out that shitty book. Like, I know that was the sentiment, like, there needs to be less of that. Yeah, there does. Mm-hmm. But also, like, if this is a thing you enjoy doing, if you get off of your shitty job that you hate and you go home and the one thing you want in life is just to go and you want to draw the next couple of panels in your book, and it's not going to be that great, but you take a lot of enjoyment out of this. This is the thing that takes you away from, like, oh, look. Yeah, dude, do it. That is not something that gets criticized enough. We don't discuss that aspect of it. It doesn't matter how shitty it is. If that's like what you're getting out of this, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like a fucking Subscribe Hero we just reviewed. He's making that book because he loves making that book. He can take our criticism, with a grain of salt if he wants to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. He can tell us to fuck off. Who cares?
That's not even a bad book. That's not even in the same category. But yes, absolutely. That's somebody who enjoys what they do.
Yeah, and his second book, by the way, of Subscribe Hero, he was showing me some of those pages. That book is going to be fucking funny, dude. That is a funny looking.
I mean, I've had run in with good books. I've had run in with horrible books. I mean, I've ran into some major.
You got to go big. You got to go big, Jake.
I've got some horrible books that
He's not big enough. He needs to be bigger.
Like, I can't believe I backed some of these books. It's like, I want to give people chances, but I can't just continuously give money to these books that actually go nowhere and don't know how to tell a story.
It's like, no,
it's so bad.
Where's the one with the fucking Oh, you gave it to me. The one with the
I can
Shamu.
I can tell when they're putting their all into it.
No,
and then
no,
it just
don't you?
goes
No, not
nowhere.
that.
It's so
No,
slow.
no, not that.
And
Oh,
it's just so it hurts. It hurts my heart.
there's a difference between like somebody who's out there doing it for the passion and somebody who's out there doing it because they see dollar signs or they know a guy or something. You know what I mean? Like,
By the way, if anybody wants us to do a stream where we just talk about the worst books we've ever found or read,
we can.
Make sure to leave a comment and a like.
Please leave that comment. I want to do this stream. I want to do this so bad.
There are quite a few of them that we could. Yeah, we'd have to get super drunk. And if the creators, if we offend anybody, leave a comment as well, and we'll bring you on for a rebuttal, maybe.
Or Jeremy. Jeremy, you piece of shit.
Drunk when we do this. We have an excuse of why we're shitting on him.
You fucking piece of shit. You just piece of shit.
And another thing.
Yeah. All right. Back to Godlike. We're at this point in the story where we got the humans are getting fucking wiped out. All hope is lost. Our fucking bro is all mangled and fucked up. And now we move on to another one of these little moons, Razul, where I love this fucking monster demon guy.
Zoom in on that little?
Yeah, right there. And there's a monster, the king or whatever, one of these demon monster guys sat upon this throne and then turned to stone. Now I was a little confused.
That is epic.
Yeah, that's badass right there. And he like fucking drips. I love this fucking.
And that's their castle that they live in is this dude.
Yeah, it's a dude, a demon dude, and so it's like I don't know, like Darth Vader's fucking. It's cooler than Darth Vader's castle. All right,
they have restrooms in that guy's body.
Yeah. I thought this.
They take his shit in his body. All right.
I absolutely love this dude's drip. This is an awesome design.
This main guy right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, are these the tentacles in the cover of the second issue? I didn't even think about that. The second cover has all these green tentacles. They're calling them pickle dicks that are heading towards the chick. I fucking love that cover. It looks badass, but I'm wondering if that's what all this shit is.
Now, see this little scene right here in this book. I felt this scene had more character analysis and development than most of the other characters throughout the book, because we actually see the disdain between these two characters that'll be talking soon.
It's Megatron and Starscream. It's like you got Megatron over here. And you got Starscream, like, kind of giving him shit. You know how, like, Starscream would talk shit to Megatron, even though Megatron was the big bad?
Right. I know
but there's
more
an even
about
bigger badder.
I know more about these characters and what they want to do within this war and everything than I do with Adam Raw and the other characters. Just from this interaction alone. I love this. Jon Malin, more interactions like this will make me connect to your characters more. I want more of this.
I agree with that. Yeah, this is a really good scene where you've got a lot of
like this is where he started hitting his stride.
Yeah.
I wonder, you think that might be because the humans are all inbred retards and this guys are like, we're like actually pushing.
You think the actual storytelling falls in line with the
I wouldn't put it past Jon Malin.
That's good. Like that's good.
The villains might not be the villains. I don't know, man, because the humans are all inbred. They're retards. They're like fighting each other, and they have like these stupid crap, like where they're like, if you're too technological, then we're gonna sacrifice you or whatever. Meanwhile, you actually have like personality. You have people trying to they're raping the fucking human out of them. It seems like they're doing the right thing.
Hashtag thoroughly raped. I want that shirt.
Yeah, I raped all the human out. All the humans been raped out of me. Thoroughly raped. 23 generations of fucking rape right here, my friend.
I swear to God.
Fucking, I've had the human raped right out of me. So we've got these cool characters too, man. Like I love this fucking dude's armor over here on the right panel on the page. And then it's like, okay, this is when I started looking at this story and going, bro, this is fucking cool He-Man. Like this is what He-Man should have been.
Yeah, it is.
You have these really cool villains, a lot of personality popping out. You have a lot of cool stuff that's happening. It's like, oh, this is like mature audiences He-Man. Because He-Man was for fucking everybody and losers and whatever. But
yeah, that was more than general audiences. That was
more than general audiences is the way they should have. Yeah. They had that disclaimer at the beginning of He-Man, I believe. More than general audiences.
Watch this.
This is literally for anyone who will watch it. But this is actually cool. It's like takes all the coolest elements, like the science, the magic, and the warriors, and the He-Man, whatever, the Conan the Barbarian shit, and it puts it into a really cool, adult audiences or mature audiences only. So,
yeah. Now, this character that they're talking about, that's right there in front of the two panels on the left page, of Val Dredd. I wish we weren't talking about him in past tense because he's dead, right? This is the brother that died. Because that is an awesome design I would have liked to see later on in the book.
Yeah. It's kind of like that nun that we saw in that other comic book recently, where the nun has the cross over her. Sister Mercy. This could be her cousin or something.
Oh, I was talking about
like the leader of her clan.
On the page next to him, not Altar Boy, but the one on the other side. You're
talking about this in the middle page, right? The middle guy right here.
Yeah, Val Dredd.
Yeah, that's a cool design. He's dead. Where does it say that?
Go up there and read his exposition.
He says, "No, my brother Val Dredd was chosen to lead. With his military and technological brilliance, we could have crushed the filthy mortal scum from the moon and all their existence. Long ago, he was on the verge of creating a counter weapon to the TriStar, the Black Star. But you and your witch sister wanted the power for yourselves. You tried to manipulate him, accused him of insurrection, him against our Lord, and then you murdered him." Oh, you're right.
See?
Battle of the Gates decimated our people to near extinction levels. The prototype of the Black Star, its plans destroyed before its completion. Oh.
Altar Boy is just a taller Lord Farquaad. That's exactly who he is.
Oh, yeah, he is fucking Farquaad. Look at that.
It's emo Farquaad.
You can tell he's the the catcher.
Okay, I do like his armor though. Like that's cool. Fuck his weird little haircut, but that actually kind of makes you hate him, right? He's a villain.
Yeah, exactly.
It does. Like, I hate him for the haircut.
Yeah. All right, let's see here.
I
love this. What's that?
Justin Soto says, "I've never seen so many strained mouth muscles."
Because they're all.
He put some work into those muscles.
Oh, that's an interesting thing because I remember when we were reading Starblades, none of their mouths were open. Okay, now Kyle Ritter is deaf, right? So the artist. And so I was wondering if that was a subconscious thing that none of the characters' mouths were open, but they were talking. They're all and because they're not silent. But anyway, it's something I noticed in that book. I'm wondering if there's a similar thing here. Like in this book,
there is a lot of front facial shots. Or like,
why would he do that? It makes sense with Kyle Ritter being deaf that none of his characters are speaking, right? Or hearing or speaking or whatever. It would make it's anyways. Why would Jon Malin? This guy's got some weird shit going on in his teeth. What the hell's going on,
dude? Can we do a plug for Perry's office right now?
That's
my uncle Perry Orchard. Anybody who needs teeth work done in there in South Texas.
He's grinded his teeth so many times when he sleeps because
it builds up like electricity.
He's had AI technology making new teeth.
I actually I might need to go see his fucking guy because I had to have a tooth pulled recently.
I mean, yeah, they're immaculate. those are some good teeth.
But it's this dude. He's all technomancered out and shit, right?
Oh, he's got the technomancer teeth.
Yeah.
His teeth are sweating from the intensity of his speech.
Oh, that could be sweat.
I'm seeing like nanobots the whole time.
Bro, I want like little like LED lights or whatever. That the bioluminescent line.
Yeah. You want an LED grill?
Yeah, that'd be cool as fuck, man. If I had that, I'd be drinking my beer, light my beer up when I'm drinking.
You'd be popular at a rave.
All right, this is where I'm also getting more of like the badass He-Man vibes. We got Beast Man right here. We got Hot Man, Wolverine haircut, and then what's cooler than Wolverine? A hot babe Wolverine, and she's redhead. Oh, love me a redhead.
That's like I got more like hot girl vibes.
But I love that haircut, dude. Who does that with a girl's hair?
That's like a technomancer Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's like, I didn't even realize that part right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she's even got the neck collars.
Of course. Yeah, you got to have that.
Yeah, you can tell that suit's tight because her boobs are actually like being pressed, flattened against her.
Oh,
I was going to say that too. Totally. Yeah, that's as much as those things could restrain.
Yeah, I like it. You know what? She is she's like purebred, isn't she?
Probably.
Well, obviously by looking at her.
Millennia passed since
Dude, how come Jon Malin didn't draw Wolverine? That's fucking that's Sabretooth right here. With like Juggernaut's armor or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we got like Pumpkinhead Man over here.
No, that's his armor. That's his helmet.
That's this guy's helmet?
Yeah, because you can see in the panel over, like go over next to the Scarlet Witch chick, you can see it starting to go around his head. So that's his armor.
Oh, fuck, dude. I didn't even connect those dots. Oh, stupid. I just thought this was another third character that was cool as fuck looking.
I can't see that shit. Like somebody's helmet of like forming around their head. I can't see that now without seeing that demon character from Invincible. And every time he talks, the helmet has to come undone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which drove me up a wall. I get the joke, but now I see that. Whenever I see this, that's what I see.
Well, I actually like that he has like very. It's just like very pumpkin, even down to like the design. That's that. I love that. Who would have thought to do like a character with a like pumpkin base for a helmet? And that's a cool character too. He's like badass. Talking about how he's thoroughly raped everybody right here. With each human city that falls, the prisoners are gathered firm. They plead on their battered hands and knees by the thousands, and the culling of the families begin. Unknown to the conscripts, we feed them their own children to keep them strong. The children are made well aware of their fate that awaits them, sweetening the meat. Oh yeah, look, got to sweeten that meat. We degraded, raped the wives and mothers by the thousands as our ancestors once did. The eon that stay to colonize will create loathsome half-breeds, castrating the males for slave power, breeding generations of females with pure blood, raping out the human gene. You gotta rape that shit out of there, That's how you get the human gene out, by the way, is you gotta rape it out of there.
Hashtag thoroughly raped.
Thoroughly raped. And he's just like,
this channel.
That guy, that's the guy that sits in the corner and watches.
In Minecraft. And I love this shit too. Anyways, so then our story continues. They are now in the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our bro. He's like, oh my God. He's like, oh, that was a bad idea. Bad idea.
That sucked.
Oh boy, they're coming in. They're gonna get him, and then he stumbles to the TriStar, but falls. Can't do it, and a drop of blood
Hits the Master Sword.
Opens the gates. Now,
I love this. I love that he had the balls to do this.
Yeah. Now, there were some people who complained about, oh, what a way to get a couple extra pages. No,
that's
sir.
not what that is.
You uncultured swine. This is
That's
storytelling. Art. Yeah. This is fucking art right here. This is where you just like pause everything that's been culminating to this moment. Clear your mind. Open your soul.
Yeah, take a moment.
Suddenly, bam! And then the stars open up to you. Atreides.
You don't understand how much time it took him to draw those 2 pages.
Yep. Or after Matt Barr. Did he draw this before or after Matt Barr accused John of cheating while drawing the pumpkins? That's kind of what I'm curious, because, okay, Jon Malin drew these pumpkins during a live stream, right? And everyone's like, how? Not everyone. Matt Barr was like, there's no fucking way. Bro, it was like literally like real basic pumpkins along with a bigger picture. But the pumpkins had like this kind of like basic rendering, right? This line rendering. And this guy, Matt Barr, was like, there's no fucking way. No fucking way you drew those pumpkins. No fucking way. In 2 hours? No fucking way. And it's like, are you kidding? I'm watching this going like, I could fucking draw. I could draw a couple of pumpkins in 2 hours, dude. What the fuck? That Barr is supposed to be like a comic book artist. He's supposed to be cranking pages out. You mean you can't draw pumpkins in 2 hours? Okay. Anyways, one of the more absurd criticisms I've ever heard. Now, there was an episode of Star Trek where Data was sitting there and they're like, Data, what are you doing? He's just like, I'm contemplating this poem or something. It was like, was it Data? Somebody was contemplating a poem. And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, well, this poem has like a point where you got to wait like 3 days for the punchline, to really embrace the point of the emptiness of the poem. It was like this idea that in order to tell a story, sometimes you need a break, a pause. And sometimes that dramatic pause might last days or months for dramatic effect. That's what this is. Yeah. And if you don't know that, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you're not.
What is that? Well, there was like that thing. I'm going to get it wrong, but it was Symphony 356 or something like that some guy did. That he had a whole symphony thing, and part of the symphony was whatever fucking song 356 or whatever it was called, and it was 3 minutes and 56 seconds of absolute silence on stage, so that the audience like could sit there and take in being on Broadway and hearing cars driving by and hearing the silence of the stadium, the room they were in, before the next song. It was to cleanse the palate.
To cleanse the palate. Not to mention, this is a very artistic book. This is very like thoughtful, deep book. And I think everything was thought out meticulously. Now, he might have been high thinking it meticulously, but it's still thought purposefully.
I got one criticism of this. Not a criticism. I got one thing to say about this. I absolutely love this. I stand behind it. I love this. I love the thought process. I love everything you're doing this. However, I'm going to say, and John, gosh, I wish I could like pick your brain on this. I would love to say that if you're going to have the balls to do this right here, I know it sucks, but dude, you got to draw that by hand. Like, seriously, take this. Don't just like give me a black page. Actually, like, fucking take some pages and ink the fuck out of them, just so that you can say that you did it.
Okay, I was gonna go along with the joke, but I see what you're saying. And honestly, John, how much money do you think you could have made selling these 2 pages?
Right? I want that
Had you
page.
inked them out. Yeah, you might have actually been able to make like $1,000 on these.
That's some Banksy shit, dude.
Yeah, that's like straight up Banksy shit right there.
You probably could have you could have done a couple of copies, and you could have done like 8 or 10 of these and sold all 8 or 10.
He could have made posters of this shit.
Yeah, I'd have hung that poster on the wall. Tell me you wouldn't hang that poster on the wall.
Yeah, but it would need. Oh man! But how would you know that?
I'd frame that bitch in a black frame.
Maybe one single word somewhere.
In the next issue, you do that in the next issue. On this one, leave it as is. I know what you're saying. Yeah, for
one word
composition.
On it, no, just one word to show, because otherwise you just got a big black fucking poster on your wall.
I'm okay with that because when someone asks about it, they're like, "What the fuck is this? It's just a black thing." It's like, yeah, that's a piece of art that Jon Malin did.
Bro, you got to read. You got to read it, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You got to read it. Now, by the way,
if you have one word compositionally, I agree with you. I know what you're saying on that. But if you have one word, then all of a sudden that person asking about it, they're not asking about it anymore.
Yeah. All right. What's going on in the chat over here? Jake's is abandoning our conversation. Join the chat.
Abandoning it. I want to be part of it.
All right, Jake. We're bringing you back in because I like that. Okay, I like this, and I like
the prior pages emphasize this.
Well, look at it this way. It's like you said. The whole book is nothing but double splash pages, right?
Yeah.
So in that context, it works because that's him going silent, like dead. And then the light comes up and brings life back to him for this big moment where he's about to confront Altec, right? And then become who he's actually supposed to be. So it all works in that context. But if it's going to be laid out like a comic book with panels, no, that would have not worked.
No, okay.
You know what sucks about this too is in the movie, this is not going to have the same impact.
No, yes, it will. Yes, it will. Check it out. This is how you do it. You're going to be like, oh, God, I'm dying and I'm going to fall. And then he falls and he in blackouts, right? 3-5 seconds. And then bam, you get like the big explosion.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, but it's going to be to the audience. It's going to be a standard blackout.
Because it's going to be a blackout, but then you have it's a flash, dude. It's a big.
Yeah, but
you're right. You're right. I don't disagree with that. It's the Big Bang all over again.
You at least wait 7 or 8 seconds. You wouldn't make it that short of a 3 seconds.
It's got to be. It's got to be uncomfortable without hitting the button.
An uncomfortableness, yeah. It needs to be uncomfortable, and then you have the big explosion. And then we get into the a little bit of explanation. What the hell? What's going on? He's floating through space. He's like, what the hell? What's going on? What am I doing? And then we get some explanation going on. I like the explanation. Now,
I like this whole interaction between Altec and Adam Raw at this point. I think it's awesome.
Too. Now, do we want to go all the way and explain the next? Because the next couple pages has some spoilers in it.
Bro, this thing's been out for how many years? This has been out for a couple years now. I think we're good.
All right. Because we were talking before the show, and there were a few things that you had mentioned, right? Basically, what's going on in this point in the story is explaining who Adam Raw is. And he's basically this eternal warrior. He comes to save humanity at the last minute throughout history, okay? And the sword is basically just the weapon of destruction, but he is the one to wield the sword.
Right.
And now we're at the end of humanity or whatever the timelines. And so it is his time again to come and save humanity, I guess, for the last time. Now, if you notice here, Jake, what is that?
That is Earth.
That is Earth, indeed. So when we were talking about earlier, and you were like, I don't understand why we have, all this, where's it at? I'll come back to that page here in a second. and then that page here in a second. You were like, I'm not sure why he would put that in the story, or that in the story, or that in the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's from this is Earth is basically like that's where he's from, right? That's his home world.
I understand that.
And so back when Earth was a thing, those were some major events that happened.
But the flag and the World Trade Centers are not something that had a prophetic individual come and save you from.
Okay,
those 2 points had no reason being there, and being that
maybe for the reader.
Well, hang on.
Like there could have been more impactful moments that weren't as culturally relevant today. Like World War II was huge. It was World War II was way bigger than 9/11, but nobody remembered WW2.
Okay, now name me one significant prophetic individual that took place in the Civil War.
Yeah, well, I mean,
do you
anybody who's on a dollar bill, like anybody who's on a coin.
Now, okay. Prophetic wise, I don't know. I feel like that was more for the reader to kind of like understand. Like these are things that we can
what
relate
I'm saying
to.
Is that it immediately takes you out of the story because everything before these little 3 small panels are completely different and so far beyond what is considered our timeline, right?
Yeah.
So picking different parts around different places in the world, I think would have been more effective. Like, you had like, not just Jesus Christ, but like, there's a lot of Egyptian, designs.
All right, hold up. Now, here we okay, because a couple. All right. And that is on this panel right here. This is the Eye of Ra. His name is Adam Ra. That is the Eye of Ra. So there's your Egyptian connection right there.
Right.
You've got a Roman connection. We've got a Roman connection right here.
Jewish.
What's that?
Which would not align with him being Jesus from Jewish to Egyptian.
No. You can't. No, because that's like saying, okay, well, that's for one, supposing that Jewish or Christianity or Egyptian is some universal religion that it transcends time. It's like a state in history. Nobody believes in Zeus anymore or whatever, but they did at one point, and now we have. I mean, that may not be the best example.
But because we place Jesus in this book as a person that actually took place and lived, we now have that connection of Adam Ra being Jesus.
Bro, look, right
Adam
here,
Ra.
this is him riding a horse as a Roman with the Spear of Destiny. That is most definitely the Spear of Destiny right there. And one might surmise this Jesus' blood on there.
Well, that would be cool if they actually like explained it to where he was the one that pierced Jesus. That would be kind of significant.
Well, it does explain that in his memory, he says there was someone. He was close to me, and he says no, he was someone else. They murdered him, and then I can't remember his name. It says you called him, and he says I called you. Remember? And then okay, so. I understand like the 9/11 thing, but then again, it does have some like right here. He says, who is he? He says Muhammad Saeed Al Saud or whatever, right? And then a Captain America looking guy. I think that's is that one of Jon Malin's characters? I'm not familiar with these characters, but they might be part of that the side story from Graveyard Shift. There was like that other team, like the other heroes in that universe. These I think might be them or parts of that or whatever. This is like a flashback of throughout history. And he's kind of like remembering all the different things that he did. Now, the reason I think this is most definitely the Spirit of Destiny is because that's almost exactly the way it was depicted in like Constantine, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact it's covered in blood, he might have been the Roman soldier. Is that a hawk or is that like a crow? It's not a crow.
It's more like a hawk.
It doesn't look like a crow.
No.
But anyway, so it's like he's not Jesus.
Right.
Jesus is somebody else.
Because Jesus came with nothing and, gave the Sermon on the Mountain, love and all that stuff. Where Muhammad, which would be more in line with the Torah, came with the sword, which would make more sense.
I don't think he's Muslim either. Knowing Jon Malin,
I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying if you're making
he's
a connection to that event, that would be more in line with it.
Yeah, but also I don't think that the religion is. Sorry, go ahead. I'm not gonna. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Keep going.
I don't think that it's tied to like if he was Jesus, then he can't be Muhammad. You know what I mean? Or he's not Jesus, but if he was Christian or Jewish, then he can't be Muhammad. And that means he can't be Egyptian. I think it's like throughout the time he plays the role he needs to be, and if at this particular moment it's Egyptian, then it's like what's that video game? The Assassin's Creed. It's like 1 minute you're Egyptian, 1 minute you're Valhalla, whatever, and next minute you're doing whatever.
I see what you're saying.
It's kind of like in that vein where you are the character you need to be in that game.
Sure.
And like it explained, sometimes you don't necessarily have the sword and the armor. Sometimes you just are that guy drawing upon the energy of that sword.
I mean,
to be the hero.
Spear to sword, back to sword again. You carry a weapon, man.
I love this page right here because this is a flash forward.
It's the iconic page.
Back. Yeah, this was all over the campaign, and I love this because for one, this fucking panel right here is badass.
This actually looks better in this book than it does on the campaign.
Yeah, it does. Definitely does. And this is another hot babe. Can't wait to see what she's all about. Because she's obviously what's to come. This is obviously what's to come. Because he hadn't actually.
Purple, but the other one earlier with Beastman was red, so they could be sisters because they got the same kind of headwear and hairstyle.
Oh, you think this is the same girl?
No, I think it's a different girl, like maybe a sister or something. But definitely giving me Star Sapphire vibes.
Yeah, where did it say? An Eon right here. Yes. Okay, because he's talking about her. He's like, an Eon? He's like, yes. She's looking right at me. Okay, so if this isn't the same chick, because I didn't even put those together. If it's not the same chick, then yeah, I agree. But she's definitely an Eon, one of the villains. So she's one of them pure bloods. Didn't even need to get the human raped out of them because they're just pure blood.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the other one didn't even have wings.
Well, but
her outfit was different. If that makes any difference, obviously.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this girl's got purple hair. That one's got the red hair, and then it's lighting, dude. The lighting could change everything. This could be that.
Yeah.
Girl. And she does have the same headdress thing. You're right.
No, it's got to be a different chick. There ain't no way.
Her breasts are different.
Oh, they're not all bound up tight like the other one.
I'm looking at that other page right now. She doesn't even have wings. That's a different chick.
Yeah, but the wings could be a cape. That could be, or they could fold out of her back or some shit, or from underneath her hair. I don't know.
I'm still gonna say it's a different chick, though.
Okay, you know what? It'd be cool if it is a different chick, like her sister or something. Because everybody's got, sister brothers and brother wives and whatever,
sister mothers,
and so
sister wives.
We'll find out. And then we got this fucking. I love this shit, dude. She's like naked. Like, let's get back to what's going on right here. She is dealing with her shit, but he's also kind of like, oh man, okay. So now he's like, this is Adam Ra, right? And he's like kind of being shown the thing. This panel right here is interesting. That's a fucking gray right here. This is a gray alien. It has to be, right? So what it's trying to say is that the grays came here Long ago, the remnants of an evil alien race, the Antean, began colonization of your home world, which would have been Earth. So that would have means a certain point in history, they came to Earth, the Greys, and all you need is this one panel to explain that. This is the fucking gray alien right here. They did experiments on humans, and stronger. They're making stronger and faster than the human counterparts, never to die a natural death, the Eon. So they're the ones that created the Eon, right? And a TriStar was forged, powered by the Romulus and passed to man, the ancestor of Amun-Ra. That's interesting. That's a cool concept right there. I appreciated that. Anyways, then we get back. He's over here. He's almost fucking dead, and he grabs the TriStar. And then we get this, like, a lot of going on over here. All right. Because he's more familiar with Earth. I don't know. Has it been that since Earth that he's been around? Did he get, after all the crazy rape and debauchery and all that, the humans finally need their man back? And he's like, well, shit, the last time I was around was, you know, fucking Earth days. Those long eons ago. So maybe the symbol, I see what you're saying. It is kind of out of place, but not that one. The flag and Jesus, I get. The 9/11, I agree. It should have been something, from what I understand of what's happening in the story. I feel like Civil War, World War II would have been better.
Yeah, I can't. Like, these are all things that are in the zeitgeist right now. But if you look at the overarching history of humanity, they're not like 9/11 was not one of the big events of human history. It's one of the big events of like current history.
If we're looking at the whole like aspect of the timeline of Earth, this was very recent to now versus epic things that took place back then.
I'd say America is a symbol of like what humanity has achieved. I'd say Jesus is where that sort of began. Now, 9/11 could represent the threat, but there are better examples of what represents a threat to that, of what the American dream or whatever, what humanity could be. You know what I mean? I feel like
that's where, with us bringing in Greys and using so much Egyptian, lore and stuff like that, American Western ideas mixed with Egyptian lore, it doesn't sit well with me.
Well, it's got like all the lore, in my opinion. I feel
not really, because you're missing out on a lot of East Asia. You're missing out on a lot of South Africa. You're missing out on there's a lot more going on than just what's in like.
Well, what's in South African lore?
20th century America.
The whole apartheid thing was way worse than 9/11. And I'm not trying to like take from 9/11, but like the stuff that they went through in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you just don't hear about it. Like on our end, on the Western end. But again, like either one, like you throw it up, toss it up, like World War I, World War II, both of those trump that.
Asian culture. There's no like representation of Asian culture. I get that, Jake. But honestly, fuck Asian culture. You know what I'm saying? Those commie bastards. We've got the American flag is the symbol of the.
Don't twist my words.
I'm just fucking with you, but it's like maybe they'll be the villains. Maybe they were the Eon, right? That's your Asian culture, right?
They were the ones building the little Eons, right, with their little hands.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh shit! I didn't even think of that, dude. That's not a gray. That's a fucking Chinese man. It's a Chinaman. I'm sorry, John. I misunderstood your story.
John, you're so deep.
You got your American right here, and then you got your Chinaman right here. Fuck, I didn't even. God, y'all are smart. I didn't even think of that. Damn it. All right. And then he's like, I got the TriStar. Woo. And then the armor's coming around him.
I have the power.
Yeah. What's he saying?
Mo Biggs, does anyone know what happens to the integrity of a pumpkin shell during the creation of a jack-o'-lantern and why certain people might find that triggering?
I find that triggering. I agree.
I said they got what we're coming.
It's a Gradian.
Gradian. That's funny. All right. So we got the Attenborough thing. We got this like father. Now, this is interesting. This right here. Because he's remembering being on the farm. I called you father. I was 10 years old. My mother, Clara, died giving birth. She should have been named Martha.
Oh, there it is. That's it.
Yeah, I totally.
You were all I had.
It's the windmill. You wouldn't even be saying that if there wasn't a windmill. John, the windmill is the problem.
Oh, yeah. I got Superman vibes from this page right here.
Because of the windmill.
And when Jake was telling me, he's like, yeah, I was kind of thinking Superman. But you know what? I was like, okay, well, that's actually fine. And it fits because earlier we had Captain America. Captain America right here fighting Muhammad Saeed al-Saud or whatever right here. Which I feel like this is something important that might have been in a supplemental or somewhere else. I don't know. In another book. And who's that? Is that supposed to be like Black Widow or something, but in Jon Malin's universe?
That's totally she.
She? Like Billy Tucci's she? Is that what you're trying to say?
What female has bangs like that?
That girl from Jurassic World.
That guy from earlier in the story.
Bryce Dallas Howard in every movie she looked hot in.
Yeah, Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, that guy.
All right. So then pulls a TriStar. This is the one problem I've said for years. I had one problem with this book, and it is this double page spread.
Because you had to re-angle, you had to turn the book.
I love it when I have to do that, when you have to tilt the book. I love that. I don't like the suppose.
It didn't warrant the need for turning it like that image.
This is supposed to be the epitomal moment where he has gained the power of the sword.
He remembers who he is.
Everything has come together now. We are ready to fuck shit up. This is not a pose or anything like that. That gives me the sense that this guy is complete and is ready to fuck shit up. I gotta agree. All the art in this book and this book is it's heavy on the art. Like it is great art through. Yeah. And then you come to this and oh man, I don't want to knock John or anything. I have a lot of respect for him, but it's a little bit of a wet part. I fucking love Jon Malin's artwork, and I love everything he's done in this book. And this is supposed to be the culmination of everything in this story up until this point. This is the page.
Yeah.
And it feels phoned in. This is the only complaint I have for this book. Everything else, you can keep it. Like, I don't have any major complaints. This page right here is the one that's supposed to be like, put the fucking sword pointing towards the camera, I have the power and all that. I know
this needs to be a poster. This is the movie poster, like scene, right? This is the epitomal scene. That shot right there.
We've got, this should have been this page or something. 100%. Like even this should be even cooler than this because he's got the sword. He's like, Father, blah, blah. He's like, oh my God, I remember. And now I got my cool tattoo. And it's like, well, fuck. What do I do now? That's the pose he's in. Shit. Where did I leave my fucking my coffee cup?
Oh, guys, hey, does anyone know where I left my phone? I can't find my phone.
Oh, what happened to my pants?
Rag Widow.
And I'm just like, damn, man, because this was a cool book and I fucking love everything about it. This is the only page I would change. I don't mind turning this sideways. I actually like that. But this, like, you've got simple backdrop,
especially the last
on.
page, kind of.
Well, it's not the last page, but this is like
towards the end kind of thing.
This is the I have the power moment, right? Right after he has the power, he should be in a power pose. He should be in a fucking like, I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It was an epic moment that landed a little flat.
A lot of cool energy like going on here. It's just, oh man, it feels like he did this at 3 a.m, exhausted. And that's the only complaint about this book is this page. Adam Raw. All right. And then we got time and again, he's chosen to defend them, to fight for them. This time he can save them. He can save them all as soon as he finds his car keys. And then we get this cool little like after the credits scene or whatever, right? Because that's like the power moment. This is like meanwhile in the fucking Death Star, we have this shit going on here. We had talked about the villain or whatever that the bad guys were arguing over. Are we going to release this guy? You know, are we going to like set him free without the TriStar? Well, I guess they went ahead and since he got the TriStar, our villain is going to get released anyways. And Kaplow, he's an old man.
Old man with thigh gap.
And I think it's fucking cool, dude. This is like a really cool, eerie end of credits, like, oh shit. And the next issue is fucking hostile.
Fucking hostile. I like that part.
So,
like we're about to ramp shit up.
Yeah, that book. I fucking love this book. Now, thoughts. We've gone through the book.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? I fucking love this. It's one of my favorite crowdfunded books. I know there's a lot of people to complain.
It's very well done. Like fuck the complaint. Fuck the complaints about nuance.
You have to put
stuff
yourself
like the
in
black
when
page,
you read a book.
like. I felt like this was a build-up. I felt like this was a lot of like it's not exposition, but it's this is the build-up to the thing that we're waiting for. Mm-hmm. And I don't hate that. I like a lot of people do that. A lot of the things that we've looked at, people do that. And this is how it's done. If you're going to do it that direction, this is how it's done. This is very well done in that regard. But man, again, like I'm waiting now. I feel like now I have been introduced to the story, and I'm waiting on the story. And FYI, I'm at like 1% battery. My battery is just going to like die on me in a second here. So it's not me bailing. It's not me being a dick.
Well, I've said a lot. Jake.
I felt like this was more like an issue 0 than an issue 1 because it was a lot of explanation of what was going on with the world versus characters actually going on the jaunt, right? We have people appearing and everything, but as much as going on, not a lot is moving forward in this first issue. I mean, Adam Raw gets to the sword, and then it's a bunch of backstory taking place until we get past that, and then we're back to the present where he finally falls on the sword and becomes Adam Raw. To me, it's an issue 0 versus an issue 1 just because we're getting so much thrown at us to explain what's going to take place. It's still a gorgeous book. There's no doubt Jon Malin is an artist. Like, I'm not even going to argue that. It's a great looking book.
If you judge this on the quality of issue 0s, this sets the bar. This is, as far as issue 0 goes, this is excellent.
I'm not seeing issue 0 though. Issue zeros are unnecessary stories to me, right? Like that's when it's like the stuff, the yellow words like Star Wars. We always say the yellow words. We're referring to Star Wars, the beginning of every Star Wars movie, the original trilogy, you get the yellow words of exposition to get you in the moment. Well, I'm not feeling that. Even with the beginning of this, to me, that's different. You got different storytelling structures. Now, this is not a typical comic book storytelling structure. Right. This was obviously meant to be a movie, and I feel like he was writing it and drawing it as if it were being made into a movie.
Sure, and I agree. I'm still coming from the context as a comic book.
Yeah, and I would say it's like comic. If you were coming from that, I could understand, but I feel like it's not zero issue. Zero issues are like, okay, issue 1, Spider-Man has his powers and he's ready to go start fighting some bad guys. This has a lot of context that I feel like is going to come into play later in the story and the next issues following. You know, like we need to understand something. Why do we need to know so much about why the humans are so worthless and pathetic? Are they? I feel like maybe they're not the good guys. Maybe they're not worth defending this time. You know, like why is Adam Raw coming back to say these inbred retards so that they can then spend the next 1,000 years arguing over technomancy or whatever?
Oh, right? You know, humans are always going to need saving. We can't help ourselves.
But obviously the bad guys aren't really there. So what do we got to do? We got to fix the human race. So how do we do that? Like Adam Raw's got a bigger problem here than just the Eon.
All he really needs to do is just take away their screens.
He's got to get them all unraped. He's got to unrape them back to humanity.
If we're going to go with the lore that we have with, like, you know, the different like religious like drops here and there of stuff, we already had the flood, but the next is fire and brimstone. So maybe the technomancers are getting ready to drop some fire and brimstone on the humans.
Yeah.
Hopefully that would be really awesome. That's like hella.
Oh. And he's out.
Yeah. Dead battery.
Yeah, and I like the fact they're bringing this Dracula character into the play. Like, it's like Megatron and Starscream fighting over Dracula's about to come out of the grave, and they've got to.
Like I said, in the context of it, I was coming at it from comic book, like wanting the paneling to be laid out as it should be, but saying that it's wanting to be looked at a double page spread for each, you know, part. All right, it's being laid out as it would be presented as a movie. I get that. So it's kind of jarring for me to get into that context versus what I was wanting out of it.
Yeah.
But for what it is, yes, it's a good book. It's good.
One of the things I liked about this book in particular is that I feel like I got way more than my money's worth out of it. Because I went into reading it, I tried to read it, and I'm like forced reading it in the sense of a comic book. And it's just like, okay, I'm missing something because I'm not feeling it. And then I went back and I restarted reading it, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to kind of feel it. I like to sit down and just breathe in a comic. And sometimes a writer has a unique way of telling a story, and you've got to just find that vibe. And then whenever I'm like, oh, I'm thinking this is similar to like Dune. This is similar to if this was like a Lord of the Rings movie. And once I start looking at it like that, I'm just like, okay, now I'm reading it and everything is in line. This is meant to be a movie, like in my opinion, late 1980s, but with maybe modern effects and graphics or whatever, like a Blade Runner or a Dune. Or maybe even a modern Dune, because I like the modern Dune movies. Like, those are pretty good. I
definitely got Blade Runner vibes off of that. Conan mixed with Blade Runner. That's what it was to me.
Yeah. And there's Mad Max vibes in there and everything as well. But as far as the exposition at the beginning goes, like, I can imagine, like, the narrator explaining with maybe some visuals from the supplemental or something. You know, visuals being thrown in there. Meanwhile, all this shit is explaining the history of humanity. Meanwhile, your heroes walking up the hill, you know, through the whatever, up to the castle. And then our story starts with him trying to keep them from pulling the sword. Because he doesn't even seem like he believes in the sword.
Like this
Yeah. All that shit.
See this page right here, when you say that's coming at you when it's supposed to be done as a movie, this would work because you see the guy in the background like moving forward towards the camera as the dialogue and narration is being spilled to you. Kind of like, the first Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man, with Peter Parker narrating over the scenery and everything.
Yeah.
I can totally get something like that happening. Again, I'm just stuck in comic book mode, not movie mode.
Yeah, it's like, who am I? Well, I'm Adam Ross, I totally and my Uncle Ben. Who am I? I'm Adam Raw, and I have the extremist.
My story is not for the faint of heart.
I've got the sword of power, as everyone calls it. Some people call it extremist. I call it the sword of power.
Like I totally understand everybody's like bitching and complaining about, it being like a lot of dialogue and everything. But yeah, when it's being made into like a movie that kind of like takes place with the style of old medieval like storytelling, but in like a futuristic setting, it makes sense. But at the same time, I didn't need it all in one book right at the very beginning. It could have been spread out.
I approach comic books like I appreciate the fact that not every comic book is written in the same fashion, right?
Oh, sure.
I was reading recently Nexus, but not the Mike Barron one, the one that Steve Rude did.
I didn't read that one.
Okay, that's a good example of unique storytelling because he was a big fan of the old newspaper comic strips where every week in the newspaper you'd get a page of a story. And so you'd have to cram as much story you could into one page for that newspaper for that week. And so Battle for Thune World, every single page of that comic book, and it's like 5 issues of this, every single page was like jam-packed with storytelling and lots of panels and everything. And at the bottom of every page, it was like, what happens next? Turn the page to find out, kind of a thing. When I first started reading that book, I was like, wait a minute. This is not your typical comic book. This is like old newspaper storytelling. And so I had to go back and start reading Battle for Thune World again. And I learned to appreciate, I really love Battle for Thune World. I love Steve Rude's art. I love Nexus. It's awesome. And the way he was telling the story it's a unique way of telling a story, but it keeps that story active, vibrant, and like very action packed. Every single page is worth it, right? Like you wanted to buy that newspaper, even though this was not in newspapers. This is a recent book, but he drew it in that way that if it wasn't a newspaper, you'd have to get that issue of that newspaper to read that page because you would get your money's worth in that one Nexus page. One page. And it was like, wow, that's a really cool storytelling. It's not your typical comic book technique.
Right.
And it makes the whole book exciting. And I loved it. I thought it was really cool and unique. One of the cool things I like about reading comic books, especially indie books and not your common Marvel, DC superhero books,
right,
is that you can get creative with your storytelling. And it is fun to me to like find the vibe. What is the vibe? I like to sit down and just like not just get a book that I try to back because I want to support people making books. I want to support artists creating art, and I get a book like this, and I'm just like, all right, everybody's away, or everybody's asleep, or everybody's at work, or whatever, and I got 2 hours to breathe it in. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and I'm just fucking. Oh wait, I'm like, oh yeah, rape the human anatomy, and I'm like, whoa. Go back. Did I just read that right? Oh, yeah. Oh, ooh, yeah. And I'm just like, wait a minute. You got to go back sometimes. You know what I mean? I've read this book at least 5 times, and every single time I read it, I get more out of it because I'm just finding that vibe. Today I read it before we did one of the live stream. It's the quickest that I have read it, and I feel like all the pieces that I have been putting together in my brain, they all kind of came together. I feel like I've gotten just about everything out of this book, but you know what? Give it a couple weeks, I'll pick it up again and read it again. My wife started reading it and was like, she's, not a comic book reader. So she's like,
Sure.
boring. Ooh, I like this. She likes, the love story. She got to the love story, was like, that's hot, bro. She's like, that's hot. So John can write shit that appeals to the ladies even. It's a unique way of telling a story, and I appreciate every time I'm thrown off guard, and not in a bad way. Some people write a story, and it's like you can just tell it's just not very well thought out. There's like a base idea, and it's point A to point B to point C, and it's not there's no real story there. There's nothing to learn or no lessons to contemplate. There's nothing interesting about it. It's boring. I like stories that are interesting and cool, and it makes you think. And this is one of them. And I can't wait for the second one that I hear is coming out in a couple months.
Is it still being called fucking Hostile?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I don't remember ever seeing fucking Hostile on the Indiegogo. But if I'm not mistaken, there's like some hiccups on the Indiegogo. Oh shit! Hold on, check this out. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Oh, this is on that last page. I just noticed something I have not noticed before. All right, share my screen. This is that last page.
Right.
Bro. That's the Eye of Ra. He's got the fucking Eye of Ra. He's extremist. Is he like an old, or not extremist? Is he like a previous version of our hero who's been like put in sleep or whatever?
Because when I first got it and it was called the Romulus Saga, I was like, okay, Romulus, son of Mars, right? And he had a brother, Remus.
Is this Remus?
I don't know, but I think that would be a cool idea to explore, because Romulus killed Remus to make the city. The brothers decided to create a city, and then Romulus killed Remus to run the city.
Oh, so, yeah, that'd be cool.
Saga, well, there's bound to be a Remus in there somewhere, right? The Romulus, that's not
an arbitrary thing to throw in there just because it sounds cool.
No, but those are brothers, maybe twin brothers. I'm not sure, but there's definitely a what do you call it? A secondary that could take place with the Romulus that is the Remus. It's kind of like,
what if this is a previous iteration of Romulus? It could be Remus, and I actually think you're probably right. It's Remus, and so maybe Remus is the twin brother, or maybe it is him in a previous version. Like, it's like you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Maybe this guy didn't want to give up the power and then lost the extremists, but is still you know what I mean? Still got the power, but the corrupt.
It would be too soon to bring in Remus, because this is still the Romulus Saga.
Well, that's true. But he has been in captivity, didn't they say, for like a couple 100 years or 1,000 years or millennia or some shit?
I lost it after the 3rd millennia, dude.
Well, no. Hold on a second. Adam begot extremists for 800 years, begot Adam Ra for 900 years, and then rape and incest for 5 millennia, 29 generations. That's roughly 3,000 years versus. Never mind. I can't do the math.
See, It's too late to be doing that.
None of that matters. It'll be explained in due time, and I'll understand it when I am meant to understand it, Jake.
See, no, the thing that's good about this kind of storytelling is it makes you have a lot of questions to where you want them answered in the second book.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's the first book, dude.
I don't need everything that was given to me in book 1 to be answered in book 2. Let that shit sizzle. I want you to keep me enticed and just throw me a bone once in a while to keep me coming back. I don't need it all in one go.
Right, and I actually want to get those supplementals now because I want to read all that history, and I love it. I love all that.
I'm actually excited to read the supplemental because it's actually laid out the way I expected a comic book to be laid out. Yeah. So it doesn't look as jarring because like a lot of people said, they were taken aback when they first read it because it was just a different style, which, I didn't give it a second read. I gave it one read before we did this. But
I would give it a second read.
If
you got the time.
Give it a second read so I can understand more. But on that note, I would want your first introduction should be a smooth read that should entice you at the same time. This one was just a lot at you at one time, which is fine. That's fine. You can disagree. It's just my little humble opinion. Who the hell am I? But yeah, everything that you've given to us in this story, there's a whole lot of weight to be given to it in the next book and thereafter.
Yeah. I like that. I like that it's a lot being thrown at you, but it's not like a whole lot. It's like a lot being thrown at you to contemplate. By the way, you've got to wait a couple of years for the next one to come out. So
right.
This book has given me a lot to contemplate over the years. You know what I mean? How many books do that?
Not a lot. It's just like, all right, ready for the next one.
I am ready for the next one. And I hear it's coming out later this year. The funding is closed for the second chance. So anybody who is just now hearing about this, you're going to have to wait for the next book to come out and then get on it immediately because Jon Malin doesn't do a whole lot of campaigns for his books. You've got to get it that while it's the fact my copy was kind of a luck of the draw because they happened to do the triptych cover for a convention special. So I was able to get it during that. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay premium prices on the secondary market or wait until he does another campaign, which Jon Malin's really good about doing these campaigns consistently every couple of years. You get in on it while you can. And then he might even do a condensed version where he takes multiple issues and turns them into a single volume.
I'm sure he will. That's going to be a big ass book once he completes it.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a good story. Hey, 1 second though, because I'll be right back.
Where are you going? Where'd he go?
The somebody knocking on the door. I got to go check the door real quick.